Our incomplete story. This is the story of a mother who hated her daughter very much until she came to know of a big truth. Before you jump to any conclusion and make a wrong assumption about this mother, let us take this story forward. There were two friends in college, a boy Mahipal and a girl Akanksha. They loved each other, and both were poor. After completing graduation, both of them expressed their love and also got married. Despite being educated, due to not getting any good job, they started doing odd jobs to earn their living.
Due to lack of good job, both of their lives were going very badly, and sometimes even had to sleep with a half stomach or even an empty stomach.
In such a situation, the girl sometimes used to steal some food items from the hotel where she worked, but one day she was caught and she was released after giving a warning not to do so in future. Both of them were living their lives in poverty, but it was as if God was bent upon testing them. The girl became pregnant. Now both of them could not understand whether she should be happy or sad. Well, there was no significant change in their life, and after 9 months a very beautiful daughter was born to them. They named their daughter Akanksha. After the birth of their daughter, both the parents were happy and also worried about her future. A few months passed like this. Their life was going on like this, but suddenly Mahipal's nature started changing. Mahipal started ignoring Akanksha. He used to do everything that Akanksha found bad, without fear. Not only this, whenever his little daughter cried, instead of trying to keep her quiet, he used to get angry at her. Akanksha also noticed that these days he started getting calls from other women. There were fights between them every day, and they kept on increasing, and a day came when Mahipal left both mother and daughter. Akanksha stood at the door of her house watching Mahipal go away, tears in her eyes. Now Akanksha had a double responsibility. She had to raise her daughter single-handedly and give the love of both mother and father. She now started working harder than before, always trying to fulfill all the needs of her daughter. Sometimes she herself would go to sleep hungry, but would feed her daughter well. Wherever her parents needed her, she was always there for them, in school, on picnics, or on any other occasion. Many years passed like this. The girl also grew up a little. Akanksha did not slack off in her hard work, but still her financial condition was not very good. But one day Akanksha's luck shone. She won the lottery. She very wisely invested that money in her new business. The business also took off, and now Akanksha started earning a very good amount every month. Akanksha was now 12 years old. One day, while playing in her house, Akanksha found a picture in which Akanksha and Mahipal were holding their newborn baby girl, Akanksha, in their lap. She came to know that it was definitely her father. Akanksha now started asking Akanksha about her father, but Akanksha used to avoid her. But after asking a lot, Akanksha told her that her father was dead. For Akanksha, Mahipal was already dead. Akanksha was very smart. She took her friends along, and with the help of that photo, while investigating after a lot of difficulty, she finally reached her father. After 3-4 months, Akanksha came to know that Akanksha talks to her father, and she is in touch with him. Akanksha did not like this at all. She told Akanksha what her father had done to her. A few months passed. Summer holidays were going on. Then Akanksha spent the holidays with her father. When Akanksha came to know about this, she was shocked and felt as if, like Mahipal, Akanksha had also betrayed her. When Akanksha returned home, Akanksha had a big fight with Akanksha and said, "You two turned out to be a fraud like your father. What have I done for you and you stitched this on me? I hate you and your dad." After this big fight, Akanksha kept distance from Akanksha. Not only this, she did not even talk to Akanksha. A month passed, and Akanksha came to know that Mahipal had died due to cancer. Akanksha did not feel the slightest regret or sadness about this. But she knew that Akanksha was immersed in sorrow, and even her eyes were swollen due to crying. Akanksha thought that I wish Akanksha would be as sad even after my death. One day Akanksha was sitting on the sofa peacefully watching TV when suddenly Akanksha came there. She had a letter in her hand. She threw that letter on Akanksha's face. Akanksha said angrily. "What is this rudeness, and what is this?" Akanksha said, "There is a letter from father for you." Akanksha said, "Take it from here and throw it somewhere." Akanksha cried and said, "For God's sake, read it once." And she went to her room crying. After Akanksha left, Akanksha kept looking at that letter for a long time. Then she picked up that letter slowly. As soon as she opened that letter, the first line written in it was beyond her expectation. It was written in the letter, "My dear Akanksha, you are the only woman I have truly loved in my entire life. Yes, I know I have done a lot of wrong to you. But what could I do when you gave me the news of the world's biggest happiness, the arrival of Akanksha? Believe me, no one in the world was happier than me. But it was my misfortune that after a few days of this happiness, I came to know that I had a very dangerous and incurable cancer. There were already so many problems in our life. Only one big happiness was about to come in our life, Akanksha. How could I spoil that happiness by telling about my wretched disease? I didn't understand anything, so I decided to stay away from both of you. That's what I did not want my entire family to fight this dangerous disease, and my family should also slowly die along with me. I didn't understand anything, so I pretended to stay away from you even though I didn't want to. I pretended that some other girl had come into my life. I used to call myself by a girl's name. I never wanted to tell you this, but when I was nearing my end, our daughter found me. Once again, I could not keep my daughter away from me. She spent time with me during my last days. Believe me, our daughter is very intelligent and kind. She has forced me to write this letter in my last moments so that at least you don't hate me after my death. Your culprit, Mahipal Moral of the story. As soon as Akanksha read the entire letter, tears filled her eyes. She was feeling very remorseful. She felt that if only she had known about this earlier, she would have been able to talk to Mahipal, hug him, and share his pain. But now this was not possible. That day both mother and daughter cried bitterly. That day both mother and daughter came closer again. Akanksha stayed away from Mahipal but started keeping Akanksha on her eyelids as a sign of Mahipal's love and started loving her many times more than before.